little bit with this 2.5. That's crazy. We're live, by the way.
I told you guys. I told you guys this is what it was going to be. It would be open at 1, close around 3, 3.5. This is
You
all
didn't say
par
that.
course.
I think he did actually say that.
Check the group. I pretty much did verbatim.
All right, so we're live. What's up, everybody? We have 21 games to get through, so we probably shouldn't waste much any time. Michael Dost, when he gets in there, make sure you shame him for the Niagara pick yesterday, costing me money, Michael Dost. But yeah, well, let's get into it. Helms is off the hook now because Michael Dost is now on the chopping block. We got 21 games. First up, Big Ten, Indiana on the road in Penn State. And real quick, guys, how about Penn State? I tried to tell you guys last show. Actually, I don't think Toast was here for that one. But you guys all.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I forget who what was. I think it was Andy, Scoop, and Oaks on that one. And I was the only one on Penn State. They won outright. Andy, do you like Penn State here -4?
No, I do not. I think the number's a little high. I know it's a home game and they beat him at Assembly Hall, but I think Indiana will be a little bit more focused. Pretty much the big thing I've felt about Penn State is their rebounding's awful, and I think Indiana's going to exploit that today. It's a decent rebounding team in Indiana. Penn State's 334th in defensive rebounding percentage. I mean, you can't give extra opportunities to Indiana, and Indiana's going to miss shots. But if they're going to rebound them, they're going to get a lot of easy looks to the basket. So I think they're going to keep it closer than 4. I think the number just got too high for me.
Yeah, I'll put it up for me too. I agree with you that Indiana would be the side. Penn State coming off the big whiteout win over, what was it, Wisconsin? Over Wisconsin?
Illinois.
Illinois. Oh, Illinois. Another Big Ten team I like to fade. But yeah, I'd go Indiana here. I'm actually considering betting this one too. I think this will make my ticket. Scoop?
No, yeah, Penn State's coming off that crazy Illinois win, but Indiana's still a terrible basketball team. I like Penn State. They lost 7 of their last 9. They gave Nebraska their first Big Ten win. They rallied early in the second half, but really couldn't do much after. Really, I don't see them doing anything right lately. They're not shooting well. They're not defending well. I mean, I know Penn State isn't a great offense either, but they take care of the ball. They have the fewest turnovers per game in the Big Ten, but they also create a ton of turnovers, which is pretty easy to do against Indiana. Penn State's the best 3-point defense in the Big Ten as well, and even though they should probably go down low, Mike Woodson is the coach, and trust me, as a Knicks fan, I know Mike Woodson is garbage.
I like Woodson.
I think Galloway and McBagos just hoist up 3 for no reason, and yeah, give me Penn State at home here to ride the wave.
Disagree. I like Woodson. Toast?
I would lean Penn State. Wouldn't play -4 at the number now, but there's no way I would play Indiana on the road. I actually think that Micah Shrewsbury is going to have this Penn State program better. I'm sorry, not Micah Shrewsbury. I meant to say the new guy, but anyway, I don't think they're as bad as what Mike Woodson's shown. It's just I am nowhere near playing Indiana at all. So it'd be Penn State or pass.
Penn State or pass. Poll leads toward Penn State. We got 43%, 38% in favor of Penn State. So Penn State wins the first poll. Next. Houston at Baylor. We got a big game up already. You guys know what I'm on. I am on Baylor. +2.5. I think they win outright. Why isn't my pick thing? Hold on one second. Get my pick graphics up here. There we go. Okay. I am on Baylor +2.5. Baylor's home away splits are significant. This is a much different team at home. And you could kind of say the same thing for Houston offensively. The defense will travel with them. They'll play elite defense anywhere. But Houston efficient field goal percentage on the road is like 289th. Houston's defense on the road hasn't been great. Houston's offense on the road hasn't been great. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I think Baylor's live. Toast.
I didn't bet this one yet. I was waiting to see what this line did in the morning, but I would be on Houston here. I love Baylor. I would love to come on here and say I love Baylor and the points, but I think that we've seen with this Houston team, they are just too damn good at this point right now. I understand that they've had some away losses, and that's when they've lost, but 2 of those losses were their first 2 road games in this conference, and then they lost a game at the Fog. So I really like what this Baylor team is doing right now this year, but I think that this Houston team is probably one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country, if you're not named UConn. Big 12 title hopes still in the balance at 10-3. A win here would pretty much put Baylor away in that part. So, yeah, I'm on Houston myself. I would pick Houston.
All right. Andrew?
Yeah, I'm with him. I think Houston has a lot to play for, playing for a 1 seed here. Baylor's been, back and forth throughout this Big 12 play. I think they're 5-5 in their last 10 or something like that. Might have been 6-4. I just think Houston's 3-point defense is going to stop them a lot here. I know you were very heavy on Baylor yesterday when we were talking about it. So
yeah, because they're going to win.
I tried to get to that.
Did you see the home away graphics? I made that chart. Did you not look at them?
I edited the video.
Yeah, so I don't understand how you're picking Houston here after seeing those graphics.
I think they got they're a great defensive team. So I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah, great defensive team. How are they going to score?
How's Baylor going to score?
Exactly.
Because they're at home and they have an excellent offense at home?
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great game.
When have they seen a defense even remotely close to
Toast,
Houston?
shut up.
Sorry.
I like that it's one of the first to kick off the game. I know it hasn't been said a lot lately, but yeah, Big 12 home teams. I know Houston's great. We know they have. We know about their defense. They're creating turnovers, suffocating. But yeah, all 3 of Houston's losses come on the road. It's not great for a Baylor team. It's 13-1 at home. I know people say, well, Baylor has a mediocre defense, which they do for sure. But as much as Houston has a great defense, their offense has struggled on the road. They're shooting under 40% as a team. Plus, as Toast would say, a big concern is their free throw shooting. They ranked 308, 68% in the nation. Iowa stayed away in that last game. Stayed in that game, that last game, due to them hitting the 3 ball, which something Baylor can actually do better than them. So if Houston doesn't limit their threes, this is going to be a Baylor win. Regardless, it'll be a close game throughout. So I'd definitely rather catch the 2.5 at home.
Yes, great pick there, Scoop. And it looks like Baylor wins the poll. So 52% of you are enlightened and are on the correct side with Baylor. Just 41% of you on Houston. Next. Duke at Wake. And this is the one we were just talking about. This line sucks, man. Like, it's got me thinking that the books, the odds makers overplayed their hand a bit here with Wake now laying 2.5. Hate it. Oh, man, my bad. So Duke plus 2.5, Wake minus 2.5, pass. I do like the matchup for Wake, and I'm not changing my pick or anything. I said Wake minus 2.5 last night, and I'm still on Wake. It's just I honestly thought that we'd be catching at least 1.5, 2 here. Andy?
Yeah, I love Wake. I think you called me a Wake apologist. I love Wake, and I think that I'm still going to side them. I didn't want to change either, but I think it's getting a little ridiculous because I think a lot of a top 10 team, I know going on the road's tough, but a top 10 team should not be nearly 3-point dogs to an unranked team here. I like this Wake team, and I still think they win it, but I think 2.5 is getting a little crazy.
Yeah, it is. Toast claims he called this, but I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, he did. No, he predicted the spread, actually.
We have a group text message, and I said it's going to drop 1.
He doesn't look at that. What are you talking about?
This is just exactly what I thought the line would do. I'm not worried about it. I'm on Wake. This is their season's on the line. The line movement doesn't bother me. This is exactly what I thought would happen. So
it doesn't bother you. So it doesn't bother you laying 2.5 points here.
No, this is exactly.
It should bother you. It bothers me.
Okay, well then bet the other side.
I'm not betting the other side, dude. All right, Scoop. Are we sweeping Wake Forest?
Yeah, we're sweeping Wake Forest.
This is terrifying.
Here. I know they're firmly on the bubble. This win should lock them in, assuming they don't slip up against Notre Dame or Georgia Tech. But Wake has a balanced attack, man. They're 26th in offense, 28th in defense. Wake's 14-0 at home. I know their only wins against the top 40 team against Florida, but the way Wake's playing on their home court, you got to take it. And I feel like the books want you to take Duke with the spread, but no one is. So that's, that's troubling that the general public's not really backing Duke here. But these two should trade threes back and forth, in my opinion. I like the way the Wake guards are playing with Salas, Hildreth, Miller. I'd argue they're better guards than Roach and McCain. So, I'm going to take Wake reluctantly. I don't like that all of us are on it. I don't like the public's on it. So, it's hard.
Andy's gotten several compliments for his shirt. That is a dope shirt.
Thank you.
It is. The The team sucks, but it's a good show.
Top 10 lineup.
Top 10 lineup. We went through it. They're like 10th.
Nah, they're like 8th. 47%, 45% in favor for Wake. So Wake wins the poll. Slightly wins the poll. Next. All right. We're out in the Pac-12. I know this line is at 15.5. Man, my contact's going crazy right now. I know what this line's at 15.5. Toast, do the Wildcats bounce back after taking the home loss here?
Yeah, I bet them last night at 14.5. I just think that this is a really good bounce back spot for a team that's been very, very good at home. It's not every day you run into the juggernaut is what we see that WSU is.
Get the are you kidding me? The juggernaut, they're a juggernaut now.
Look, Andy can call teams the best team ever, and I can't call them a juggernaut.
Yeah, because they are the best team ever.
Come on. Are they? Really? Wow. Okay. Did they? Yeah, okay. Best road win at Nova, best team ever. Anyway, but yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about at this point now. I'm on Arizona. I think they smack our Washington in the face.
I feel like I'm a little. I feel like everyone's going to be thinking Arizona bounces back. Well, obviously, like I agree, and I'll put up Arizona for me. But don't you think like that's what every single person is going to be thinking is Arizona bounces back and crushes Washington? I'll put it up, but I doubt I bet this one personally. Scoop.
Yeah, I definitely like the spot for Arizona. Plus, I'm pissed I lost that Washington cover. They're scum. And we all hit that Washington State game when they won the money line. It seems like an easy bet. I'm a big ranked bounce back kind of guy, especially when they play competition.
You're a big bounce back guy?
Big bounce back guy. They like the Purdue Rutgers game. I like Purdue, and they just destroyed them. Arizona should have no issues with this Washington defense. They're 309th in points allowed. They're a poor rebounding team. Arizona's 4-1 against the spread after loss. They should easily win here. There's mismatches all around, and at home, I don't see this game being close. Caleb Love should be able to score close to 30 here. BAYLOR should collect double-digit rebounds. Give me Arizona to win by like 20.
Andy?
I was hoping somebody would go Washington. I have to go Arizona because I do think they're just going to blow them out. I think Washington's coming off a really bad game.
But it sucks. I don't like the feel of it either. I swear. I want to take Washington.
It's gotten a little too public. Like everybody's saying the same thing too. Bounce back. So I get that. So that'll be who's echoing.
Yeah. So I hear Andy's voice echoing back from somebody.
But I think. It will be a bounce back spot for Arizona. I wanted to get on Washington, but I really don't like this Washington team. I think coach is checked out, pretty much out of the tournament at this point. So I think, I like Arizona here.
All right, so it's a sweep for Arizona. Definitely not betting this. I mean, polls on Arizona. Everyone seems to be on Arizona here. 53%, 27% in favor of Arizona. Next, BYU at Kansas State. I'll take games I didn't spend 1 second looking at for 600, Alex. I didn't look at this one at all. Scoop, let's see if one of these guys have a bet for me to tell.
Yeah, I'm actually really feeling Kansas State here. I'm probably a sucker, but they didn't look terrible at all when they played BYU a few weeks ago. If it wasn't for 16 turnovers, they definitely would have won that game at BYU. They definitely could have won that Texas and TCU game. They're spiraling, but BYU as an away team hasn't been impressive at all. Obviously, the Oklahoma State game, which, by the way, watch out for OK State down the stretch because they're a really interesting team. I know those three teams in Utah lost to Texas Tech, lost to Baylor. Those three teams aren't the same talent-wise as Kansas State, but Kansas State's due for some positive regression shooting. Give me Kansas State at home. BYU just on the road doesn't interest me at all. So.
Someone said every time Toast gets worked up, he takes a big swig of his Green Monster.
Because I'm trying to stay awake.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Toast
I'm stuttering. I stutter in the morning because I'm half asleep still.
So for those of you who don't know, Toast is in Alaska, and it's 6:44 a.m. his time. So do you agree that Kansas State is the move here? Do you agree with Scoop?
Yeah, I do. I bet it last night. I don't love it with those pie charts. I do think that BYU is a lot better team than everybody in the world on Kansas State. But the first time these two teams played in Provo, Kansas State was in a bad situational spot. It was just they had just beaten Kansas, and then they had to go on to onto BYU on a bounce back after they had lost to Oklahoma. But honestly, I just don't trust this BYU team on the road. They're 2-5 in true road games, and those only two wins were against UCF and West Virginia. Nothing too impressive in that UCF game. They could have went either way. They're like 355th in Haslam as far as away from home. So, yeah, it's just really hard for me to back BYU on the road. So I bet Kansas State last night. I'm not in love with it, but I will take the points.
Yeah. Andy?
I feel the same way. This is like the one game where I was like, Kansas State should win because BYU is not a great shooting team on the road, but I don't love it because I do think at any moment BYU could just get hot and just beat anybody. So
I would agree. It's only a matter of time.
I want to be on this side, man. I'm putting it up for myself. I'll be on an island here. This is what I want to be on. With all the pie charts here on Kansas State, polling towards Kansas State. Line hasn't moved at all. BYU favorite on the road. This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Toast Internet doesn't wake up until like 10 a.m. either. So.
I don't know what's going on.
We're in the middle of this.
Going on.
We're in the middle of a snowstorm. I'm just screwed.
46%, 41% in favor of Kansas State. Next, Iowa, Illinois. All right, let's clear the board. All right, so I talked about this one last night on the video I uploaded. For those of you who didn't see it, you guys know if you subscribe to the channel and have watched the stuff I put out, you guys know I kind of like this Iowa team. Their offense is sneaky good. Their defense is certainly not. But on paper here, this is a really tough matchup for them. And as much as I would like to take the points with Iowa, I think Illinois should blow them out here. So I like Illinois by double digits. Look, there are you could point at some angles for Iowa. Illinois' offense has actually got better numbers on the road somehow, but their defense and rebounding, they're top 10 in both at home. So Illinois at home, it's a tough place to go score, or at least it has been this year. And if you even just slow the offense for Iowa down a bit, they can't stay in the game because their defense is that bad. So I don't really care if Illinois' shooting hasn't quite been the same at home this year. Anyone could score on Iowa. So, yeah, Illinois should win this one by double digits. Scoop.
Yeah, I have to take Illinois here. They're better in almost every way. The Iowa pick I think most of us had over Michigan State was mostly because Michigan State didn't have the offense and consistency to stay with Iowa. That's obviously not the case here. Illinois has one of the best offenses in the country. That could beat almost anyone. I know they completely collapsed against that Penn State game, which we all saw, but beating Wisconsin, then Michigan State, and then trying to play in Illinois, where they only lost one Big Ten game all season. I don't like the odds for Iowa. I don't see the defense doing enough, especially from the three-point line, where good Hawkins and to a lesser extent Terrence Shannon, when he's hitting threes, can really take advantage of their soft perimeter defense. So they're not a good road team, losing to Indiana, Penn State, and the only two road wins they only got were against Michigan and Michigan State. So I like Illinois to kind of just kill them here by like 15, 16 points.
Toast, any reason to take a shot on Iowa?
No, not on the road. I can't. I can see him playing on the road or at home, but not on the road. Not that I'm in love with this Illinois team either. I thought I liked them earlier in the year, but even with the Shannon thing and then coming back and stuff, I'm just really not in love with them. That Penn State loss was that's just really weird. That just can't happen. So I expect them to bounce back, but I wouldn't lay 9.5 points with this team home or on the road. So,
Andy?
Yeah, we're going to sweep on this one too, but I'd actually more prefer the over probably. I think they're just both teams' defense. I think Iowa's defense is so bad that this is going to be such a high-scoring game, but I would side Illinois anyway. Their statement game is probably what I saw in the comments. This should be coming. I mean, they were up by 7 with like a minute left in that.
Yeah, that was gross.
Penn State game. So they were doing well. They had a horrible
Hell
minute.
yeah, they were. I love that bet.
Yeah, I remember. We were there.
You were on Michigan State, weren't you?
Well, first of all, Michigan State wasn't a part of the game. I was on Illinois.
Iowa.
It was Illinois Penn State.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about the Iowa Michigan State game.
Yeah. I was on Michigan State in that one. And I was.
I know you were. Too. I just wanted you to acknowledge that you were.
I'll acknowledge when I'm wrong. I'm gonna be wrong a lot today, probably.
I don't plan on being wrong.
I'm going 21-0. So
yeah, I don't plan on being wrong once.
Well, with how similar we've all picked so far, we're all gonna be 21-0 then. No, but yeah, I think Illinois is gonna crush them. Illinois was doing their job against Penn State. They were up 7. We're almost covering because they were 7.5 point favorites. I think they'll be fine today.
So he likes Illinois in the over. I could see that, even though Illinois' defense at home has been really good this year. So the poll is on Illinois, 53% to 30%, heavy on Illinois. Next, Cincinnati on the road at TCU. I want to get to Cincinnati here, but I need someone to push me over the edge and get me to place a bet down here because I am not confident enough to place it on my own. Toast, any reason to place?
Scoop loves TCU.
Scoop loves TCU? All right, let's get Scoop up here.
He said he's a lock.
I didn't say it was a lock.
You said the word lock?
I don't think I did. It's one of my favorite bets of the day. Since he really hurt the odds of the tournament with that loss, but I really like the bounce back spot here for TCU. They blew it down the stretch against Texas Tech. They really should have won. They did everything right in that game. They out-rebounded them. They shot the ball well. The bench did great, but they give up that run at the end. TCU is just a better team than Cincy. I really expect them to dominate this game. They also are not going to get swept by Cincinnati out of all the teams. So I know both of these teams are pretty sloppy with the ball, but TCU has a way better offense. As much as Cincy is a great defensive rebounding team, Kansas State's an equally aggressive offensive rebounding team. Plus, Cincy lost 7 of their last 10. Jamie Dixon should have this team ready to go here and continue their run before Baylor and BYU come up next. So give me TCU.
So people are saying that this line's up to 5.5 now. So it must have moved since I made these graphics. That had to be in the last hour because I just made these graphics recently. I'm on. Oh, no, I have to fade Scoop's one of his favorite bets of the day. Yeah, put me on Cincinnati here.
It's your funeral, bro.
Getting a nice big number. TCU at home was cashing for me. I think I won 2 bets on them at home back in January, but I'm off TCU. I'm off the Horned Frogs. I'm on Cincinnati. Andy, do you agree with me?
No, I like TCU here. A lot of extra opportunities. Yeah, huge rebounding disadvantage here for Cincinnati. TCU is just much better at home too, so I think it'll be fine. I do think the number, if it's at 5.5 now, is getting a little too high, but it's not one of my favorite bets of the day. I don't know. I think it's a little too close to be anybody's, but I like TCU.
Someone asked how Jordan Poole is doing this year. Well, he's currently coming off the bench for the Wizards.
So he's doing really well.
Doing really well.
Good contract.
See, yeah, got a mega contract to be the 6th man for the Wizards. Toast.
Cincinnati for me. No question about that for me.
There we go.
I really like. Yeah, Cincinnati does a really good job of defending and not fouling. TCU really likes to get to the line. I think offensively and defensively on the boards, they should be fine. TCU has some negative shooting regression coming their way. They've been really good. I mean, they're shooting almost 38% from deep in Big 12 play. I don't think that lasts in their last 5-6 games in the season. And then Cincinnati really good on the road. I mean, in league play, they've got wins over BYU, Texas Tech, UCF, and their losses: Kansas by 5, Baylor by 3, West Virginia by 4.
So they haven't been beaten by.
Lose a big.
They haven't lost a road game by 5 or more points once this whole year.
Exactly. They have not lost a Big 12 game by. Yeah, you just said it. So I'm on Cincinnati as well. I was waiting for this line to keep climbing like it did. So yeah, I'm on Cincinnati.
Wrong.
Look, Andy and Scoop siding with the entire community, 65%, 21%. So everyone's taking TCU here except for me and Toast on our own little Cincinnati Bearcat Island.
Sounds like a
Toast got loud though, so now I'm second guessing because he got loud there.
Yeah, he got loud. He took a swig of his Monster. That's when you know he means business.
I get pissed off that it's all choppy.
Yeah, that's what gets Toast heated when his internet fucks up. All right, South Carolina on the road at Ole Miss. I know Andy likes Ole Miss here because he was talking about it last night. He was saying South Carolina has faded.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I don't think it's time for South Carolina to bounce back. I also don't think they're going to necessarily. I think they just had lightning in a bottle type of emotion when they came into SEC play. They had some big wins. I think now they've kind of hit a block. They don't have the scoring that they once had. I think Ole Miss should outscore them. Played this game at South Carolina. It was a 1-point win, I believe, for SC. Outside Mississippi, I don't love it. I think the number's getting higher than I wanted it to, but I think Ole Miss is, I would say, the better team. And neither one of these teams is great, and they're both toward the top of the SEC, but I don't think either of these teams is going to make any deep runs or anything, but outside Mississippi.
I don't like that bet at all.
Thank you.
All right, Scoop.
Yeah, I'm going to keep riding the Cox no matter how rough and tough it gets. That LSU loss was awful when they were up 16 in the second half. They haven't shot particularly well from three the past 2 games, and that's pretty much their whole offense. But they just went in cold in that half. It's a good thing they're going to Ole Miss, where they play very average defense, in my opinion. They're well rested too, which gives them advantage. They haven't played for a week. Ole Miss is coming off that Wednesday loss where it felt like they kept turning the ball every possession. They had like 17 turnovers. They couldn't stop Mississippi State from shooting all over them. If it wasn't for this 2-game losing streak, the line I think would be favored for South Carolina here. Personally, I love that I'm getting them as an underdog here. South Carolina should out rebound them, play better defense, get some second chances. So yeah, give me the Cox.
Dude said, "How did he maintain a straight face with
the only one I think that did was Toast. Toast didn't move when he said that. That could have just been connection.
Toast is used to it.
Because
I was just about to say, I already knew it was coming.
Yeah, it was pretty. Well, that's another one there.
Okay, so I'm on the same bet, but I'm going to phrase it like this: I'm betting South Carolina in this game. This number is too high. I mean, I feel like this line is a result of recency bias. South Carolina was unstoppable against the number earlier in the year. And now maybe they were overpriced for a little chunk of the season. Now the number's back where we could play South Carolina again. I don't like Ole Miss. I don't think they're good. That being said, I've definitely lost money trying to fade them a couple times this year. One of the times being in this game in South Carolina. I took South Carolina -3.5. That number landed on 3 exactly. That was a frustrating loss. I think that was during the week, too.
That was free throws toward the end of the game, too. I remember that.
Yeah, we had that on. I remember that. But yeah, so I think South Carolina actually wins this outright. So I definitely am going to be on the side of South Carolina. Toast?
Yeah, I guess give me the points with South Carolina. I'm not laying 3.5 with Mississippi at all. So I guess South Carolina. I have no interest in betting this game, though.
All right. So 3 of us on South Carolina, Andy on Ole Miss by himself, but the community agrees with Andy, 48% to 40% in favor of Mississippi. Next. All right. I'm excited to hear what you guys, because me and Andy, yesterday when we were working, we didn't talk about this game at all, so I have no idea which way Andy's leaning. Obviously, we got a good game here in North Carolina at Virginia. Line is at 3 now. I believe it was at 3.5 and dropped to 3. I am leaning towards the Cavs, Andy. Am I wrong?
I personally think you are, but I could see anybody who I think these teams are they're like even in my opinion.
I wouldn't call them even. That's not where I was going to go with it.
I don't think North Carolina's playing their best ball anymore. And also, but they play opposite styles. Like North Carolina runs fast, Virginia's very slow. So I think that'll be a mismatch in favor of North Carolina. So I'll side them. I think it'll be very low scoring. I don't love the game at all. But I would side UNC. I think of any of like the higher rated games today, I think this one's one of the worst. It's very tough to bet. I don't love UNC, but I would side them because I think both teams are, especially Virginia, coming off one of the worst games I've ever seen. They got blown out against their arch rival on the road. So they need to bounce back. So I could see it, but I'll side UNC.
Toast?
Virginia for me. Sent it out on your website last night at 3.5 on FanDuel. I just think this is a spot where we're getting a desperate home team in Virginia. We've seen Virginia, North Carolina play over the years. It's like an absolute rock fight. I think that Virginia can really exploit Armando Bacot and making him move in that pick and roll, and inside they can really move the ball well. He's going to be on his heels all night. I think everything favors Virginia. I think pace favors Virginia. I think that you get everybody seeing how bad that they looked last time out. They're not really going to want anything to do with them. So Tony Bennett, Virginia coach. Tony Bennett. Awesome ATS against the spread and all these underdogs.
Just had a stroke.
Yeah, no, because I was trying to find the number and then it skipped. So whatever. I'm on Virginia. That's what it is.
I couldn't. I thought he had the wrong name of the coach, and I was like, no, Tony.
No,
Bennett.
I did.
I know. I was second guessing if he was the coach.
I thought I heard it wrong. And I was just like, oh, fuck this. Whatever. I fucking hate this.
It is 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock there.
I'm on UVA too. I'm glad Toast is on it because I think this is the right side to be on. Not just the spot, getting Virginia coming off an embarrassing blowout loss to Virginia Tech where they got absolutely smoked by a rival. But they're back at home against a North Carolina team that I don't trust their offense, man. And you got an offense that I don't think is elite. going on the road in one of the toughest places to score points. Sure, is Virginia going to struggle to score against North Carolina? Sure. But this is going to be a low-scoring defensive game, and I have the home team getting 2.5, 3 points. I think I'm on the right side here. I'm definitely on UVA. Scoop?
Yeah, North Carolina on the road has been rough lately. They lost to Georgia Tech, that 4-point loss to Clemson, Syracuse. They barely held on against that Miami win, and now they're playing a top 10 defense and a team that has a great home court advantage. I wish the spread was a little bit more, but I'm going to pick Virginia. Most of all, North Carolina's last win at Virginia was 2012. Tony Bennett's 14-11 against them. He knows how to beat them. They actually do it fairly often. Plus, they have an 80-13 record at home against ACC teams. So in their last 10 years, their defense is going to try to get them out of rhythm that Carolina expects to establish. I think McNeely's going to hit his threes, spread the defense, create more scoring opportunities, and like Toe said, Beekman can definitely control the tempo here, slowing it way down. So give me Virginia. North Carolina hasn't won there in 10 years or 12 years.
Really?
Yeah.
They haven't.
That's what he said.
North Carolina hasn't won here in 12 years?
I'm going to trust what he said was true.
Hold on.
I don't know how I'm finding that.
2012.
I can just go through it.
North Carolina, Virginia.
You're telling me Roy Williams never went to Virginia and won a game?
Isn't he dead?
No, he's not dead.
No,
He was coaching 2 years ago.
Okay, away
Maybe good teams,
loss,
too.
away loss, away
Okay.
loss, away
He's right.
loss, away loss, away. Holy shit!
Wow,
Away
he's
loss.
right.
The last time they won here was 2011, 2012. Wow, Scoop was right.
I'm
It's
surprised.
been 12 years since North Carolina. Holy shit!
Good job, Scoop. I did
No,
not know
thanks,
that.
buddy.
Scoop hitting
Why was that
hitting
not on
us
my
with the
Twitter?
heater there. So yeah, 63% of the community thinks North Carolina is going to snap that streak. It's been 12 years since they won in this arena. Next, Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. You guys already know what I'm taking. Oklahoma State, one of the hottest teams in the country right now. Mike Gundy just knows how to turn a program around after a rough start. And we're seeing it again. We saw it in the fall, and we're seeing it again. This is a Gundy masterclass. I'm on Oklahoma State. No, I said when Oklahoma State beat, God damn, it's so early. They had that first upset win, and then they pulled another one off, and I was like, Oklahoma State's going to be live heading into March. So, yeah, I'm definitely on Oklahoma State. Plus, I don't like Oklahoma at all.
Let me go next because, again, the last time I was on Oklahoma, I told you I was 0-7 capping an Oklahoma game on the show. I'm now 0-8, so whatever I pick, I just want to let you know you should probably fade me.
So you're on the Sooners.
I'm on the Sooners. How wild is it that the line's almost a pick 'em? That's because Oklahoma State's been really competitive lately. Obviously, they covered in their last 5. Javon Small has really found his shooting. John Michael Wright isn't being a bum senior guard anymore for OK State. But yeah, I'm still going to bet Oklahoma on the road. I'm not sold on them being a competent basketball team yet. McCollum and Owe are still a better guard duo. Oklahoma State's a step down in competition from Kansas and Baylor that Oklahoma faced earlier. Oklahoma State's relying on their defense, but Oklahoma's a far better one and a better offense. Oklahoma should be favored by more, in my opinion. I think it's a recency bias, but if OK State wins this, there's no doubt I'm laying whatever points against UCF next game. So give me Oklahoma, but again, probably fade me.
Yeah, that's a bad pick there, Scoop. And someone said when we were checking a Scoop stat, someone said, "I love how everyone is surprised Scoop researches."
Same.
Toast, are you with me or Scoop here?
I would lean Oklahoma, but I have zero interest in betting this game at all. So, yeah, lean Oklahoma, but yeah, could care less.
What do you mean could care less? It's Bedlam. It's Bedlam on the basketball court.
Damn right.
Cool.
Cool.
Andy?
Yeah, my boy who goes to Oklahoma State texted me yesterday. He's like, "You got to be on."
You don't
Oklahoma
have a
State."
boy.
I do. They're 4-2. That sounded weird. They're 4-2. They're 4-2 without their best player. Don't care. Oklahoma all the way. I cannot believe there's a world where they are favored in a basketball game. The team that I saw a month ago, I know they're not the same team, whatever. That team was one of the worst Power 5 teams in the Power 6 teams in the country. I think that's still in there. I think Oklahoma is their arch rival. I know this game was 4 points when it was in Norman. I still think Oklahoma is going to win the game, so I took their money line already. I love Oklahoma.
Pokes are one of the hottest teams in the country.
Don't care.
And all three of you fail to realize that. At least the community realizes it.
No, I spent 2 seconds on this game because it was dog crap.
What the hell's wrong with this game?
I don't think it's dog
There's
crap.
150 games on today, and we're talking about. I'm going to sit there and worry about Oklahoma State.
Bro,
No.
you probably gave out
No.
a pick for the UNC Asheville game.
And
I
yeah,
actually
and
looked
Cal
at that one
Baptist
today.
Arlington is better than this game.
No, it's not.
I looked at the UNC.
He's on one of the
Asheville today.
UC Santa Barbaras or San Diego's or one of those.
Someone said Andy's going to go bankrupt betting Oklahoma.
That's my friend that goes to Oklahoma State.
Oh.
He said that. Told you I have one.
40, 40,
a friend.
40. Told you. 45%.
Probably Andy.
45%, 37% in favor of Oklahoma State. So community agrees with me. Next.
I like UC San Diego today, by the way.
All right, cool. That's a cool story. Alabama at Kentucky. Here's a good one. So this line is now at 3. And I should have mentioned that in the video I made last night. Kind of just left that out. I was expecting the line to move this way. I really was. So I said Alabama plus 1.5, but I figured it would move towards Kentucky. I figured this poll to be heavy on Kentucky, and I think I might be the only one on this side. I think Alabama wins outright. Kentucky at Rupp Arena doesn't scare me at all, and it shouldn't scare you based on what we've seen recently. Other than that, everything, this teams feel evenly matched. I'm getting 2.5 with one of them. Also, I'm not. If Kentucky got blown out by LSU, I could be like bounce back for Kentucky. But it's not like they came out with a poor effort. They were winning. They're up like 14, 15 points with 16, 17 minutes left. So I like Alabama to beat them. I think Kentucky drops 2 in a row here. And look, actually, the poll looks to be trending towards Alabama. Maybe the community's with me here. Andy.
I'm buying into Kentucky bounce back spot here. I don't love the number now. I took their money line this morning and I had a boost, so I made it 105.
You probably placed like a 7-leg parlay.
No, it's 1. It's just Kentucky money line. I think I had it against Auburn last week too when they were dogs. I think they're gonna win this game. They have to, because after that debacle on I think that was Wednesday, right? They need this one bad. Calipari is going crazy right now, so that might be part of the reason they need to win this one. I just think they're the better. I think they're the better team. I just think they have trouble putting it all together, and I think they will today. Also, Alabama was not, for most of that game, was not playing well. They were getting beat pretty bad by Florida at one point. Came back, did win the game in overtime, so it was impressive. But yeah, I think Kentucky wins this one.
Yeah, but you said you're buying into the Kentucky bounce back. In my opinion, the first half or even the first 75% of that Alabama-Florida game, I feel like you could make the same thing that Alabama also needs to bounce back. That was not a good performance.
Yeah, Alabama's coming in with the momentum, though. They won the game.
I don't know. I'm not buying into that. Toast?
I really like Kentucky here. Alabama, just like the Colorado Rockies, home and road splits. Alabama shoots almost 43% from deep from home. That number drops to 34% on the road. They also have some injury issues with Latrell White right shell. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but he hasn't played the last 2 games, and it matters to me because then you have all these other guys behind him playing a whole bunch of minutes. So there's a possibility that maybe guys like Estrada and Sears, who've been playing 42 minutes a game, are a little bit tired coming into this one. But I just think this is a really good spot for Kentucky to bounce back here. Alabama's been giving up close to 90 points a game, and Kentucky's defense over the last couple weeks is actually 5th in adjusted efficiency. So Kentucky's learning how to play defense. The 2 Kentucky big guys, I'm not even going to say their name, but they've been playing a lot better lately as well. So yeah, I took Kentucky last night on the money line at minus 115. I think they win this game.
Scoop.
Yeah, you are on the island, I guess. Give me the Kentucky in a bounce back spot here. I know it's hard to predict what they're going to do game to game at this point, but as much as, as great as Alabama's offense is, they need to hit their shots here to beat Kentucky. I hate to say the word track meet, but that's what it's going to be. I think the line's at
Why do you hate to say the word track meet?
I don't know. It's stupid. I hear it all the time on like Twitter and shit. Track meet. Oh,
well, you were the one that said it. No one else said track meet.
All right, man. I don't know what you want me to do. The line's at 175.5, which is absurd. I don't know who's taking that. I don't even know if you go over or under on that. But I see Kentucky taking advantage of Bama's defense here. They've given up 92 points.
Man, I see Bama taking advantage of Kentucky's defense here.
Yeah,
I mean, that too, but Alabama's given them 92 in their last 3 of the last 4 games. So, plus Bama makes a living shooting the 3 ball, something Kentucky does well in defending. They only give up 31% from 3. I see Antonio Reeves having a big game. Rob Dillingham has been getting better every game. Plus, Alabama's turning the ball over lately, something Kentucky's way better at. So you take Alabama here and see what happens.
Yo, Doug Lane says Scoop hasn't seen a track in years.
Oh my god.
Bro. Shit.
Yo,
That's true, though. I mean, I can't even complain. I can't even come back for that.
punch landed.
Kentucky had one good defensive game, and everybody kind of thought, "Oh yeah, that's the defense we've been waiting for." And then they went and gave up 79 to LSU. So yeah, they're not a
you
good
said
defense.
Kentucky.
I still side Kentucky,
So
but if you're not, I'd take the over too. I know it's high, but
Lane's a jerk
Alabama's
off.
Andy's
giving up-
stepping back on his pick. It sounds like Andy likes
No.
Alabama.
No, I'm not. Alabama, the scoring part of this game, I think it'll be very high scoring. Alabama's coming off games where 200 points were scored.
Anyway, our poll, 48%, 46%. Kentucky wins the poll, but it's close.
Track meet.
Next.
Kentucky defense has been solid last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, real solid in the second half of that LSU game where they scored 90 points in that second half. They got cooked. Anyway, Texas Tech +1 on the road at UCF -1. This is one of the games I threw in on these guys. So this was not – they originally had 19 games on the list. I added 2. I added this one and I added the Washington State one. Andy, I mean, I just letting you know, I put it in there expecting I expect to be on Texas Tech.
I'm just going with the Big 12 home team here. I don't really love the game. I think I could see why Texas Tech should win this game, but I think UCF is a much better team. At home, there is no offense, but I think Texas Tech's defense is so bad on the road that it should even that out. So I don't love it, but I'll side UCF.
You don't love it.
Not at all.
Do you have a favorite bet of the day, Andy?
Yeah, I thought I said it was Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. That's your favorite bet of the day.
Definitely did not say that.
I thought I said it. My bad. It's
you said it
Oklahoma
to us
heavily.
beforehand. I
Also,
think.
there's another one I really like later too.
Yeah, I hate those pie charts, but I side UCF here. Tech's definitely not a great road team. The last time these two played, when Tech was home, they didn't even look great against UCF. UCF just couldn't hit their shots down the stretch. But Central Florida's been great at home, man. They couple with that with their defense. They're 20th in steals, 8th in blocks, 18th in defense, 30th in effective field goal percentage. They're going to give Tech problems. They're going to play at a fast pace, out-rebound Texas, which is something, Tech does awfully. I know UCF's 1-6 in their last 7, but they've been in every game, especially at home. Then he lost 2 to Cincy, 2 to BYU, 8 to Baylor. In that Baylor game, they were tied with 5 minutes left. Darius Johnson and Shamari Allen are great perimeter defenders. Diallo down low can really mess up Tech's rhythm. So I just don't trust Tech on the road here. So give me Central Florida.
Scoop says I hate those pie charts, and dude said you don't hate pie.
That was good. That was.
I don't even really like desserts. So
Yeah, why is Scoop getting dressed today?
I don't even like dessert, man. So
he doesn't like dessert.
Yeah.
I do. I love a good dessert.
Toast.
I don't even know what's going on right now.
Can we get a shirt that just
I
says,
love a good dessert.
I
I
love
love a good dessert. Just straight across.
Toast, what do you like in this game, man?
I lean UCF. I didn't bet it. Kind of a sleepy sandwich spot for Texas Tech, who just got done playing TCU, and then they have Texas, which is a big game for them on deck. First time these two teams played, Diallo was pretty missed. What was it, like a 1-point game with under 2 minutes to go? And then Tech pulled away at home. So I lean UCF, but I didn't bet it. I just really can't play Tech on the road.
Someone said no one wants to rip on Andy or Kyle. I'll think of something. Yo, go to my YouTube and scroll through the comments. Trust me.
I've been getting called Ed Sheeran ever since he put me on live. Like, I've been getting ripped.
Yeah, he always gets called Ed Sheeran. Texas Tech's the move here. They're the better team.
I like how you got made.
I don't
fun
care
of
about
Niagara
the
bet.
sandwich spot, as Toast is talking about. UCF, I lost a big bet on UCF about 2 weeks ago, and I just haven't got that taste out of my mouth. I don't like this team, and I will fade them. But if they're all on UCF, I probably won't bet this now. I was kind of hoping one of them would talk me on to Texas Tech.
The best comment on your video was like, "I can't believe you took Niagara." You paused the video.
Oh my God, you saw that?
Like, what?
He was so mad.
I know.
40%, 38% in favor of Central Florida. So UCF wins the poll there. Next. Virginia Tech, Pitt. Toast? Let me guess, you hate this game.
No, I think this is like Scoop's lock of the day.
Oh, is it? How many does he have, man?
Like
I
8.
didn't
I
say
think.
it's the lock of the day. I don't even think I told you
I'm just
about
going off
it.
of what he said.
Said Scoop, what's your lock of the day, bro?
I mean, I don't really even like this game. So, but yeah,
You were telling me, you were begging me to bet Pitt last night, calling me a coward, and now all of a sudden
You were begging
don't like
him.
this game?
You were begging
That's true.
him.
I do
to
like
bet?
Pitt. I like Pitt here. They got absolutely decked against Wake. Virginia Tech lost their last 3 conference road games, and on the other side, Pittsburgh won their last 3 conference home games. Besides that last game, I expect Hinson to pick it back up. I just don't see anyone that can match up with Carrington. Padula and Couture should be bullied by him. Plus, Leggett should be able to get open and hit a few threes. I know people are crazy about that Tech win against Virginia, but I was at home. They're a great home team. Pitt's 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. I know Tech's a sneaky good team, but yeah, Pitt at home is definitely the bet here. So one of my locks of the day.
It's, one of his locks of the day. Yeah, so it is one of your locks. Do you agree with Pittsburgh there, Andy?
No, I think it's way too public. I think Virginia Tech is now coming off a game. I know everybody would say letdown spot. I just think
It
they
is a
played really
letdown
well.
spot.
It is, but I think they're in a good. I think
They
they're
just
a good
beat up
enough
on
team
their
to be like
rival.
I know. I was there. I had Virginia. I know that they
Yeah,
they
me
beat
too.
them up. I think they'll be fine on the road. They don't have crazy home away splits to scare me. I think they'll be fine. They should keep it close. I also don't think Pitt's a very good team. I've been saying that. I think they had a couple of big wins. Duke was a big win
Good
on
at
the
home.
road.
Yeah, they're
All
good
right.
at home.
All right.
According to Scoop.
Hey, Scoop, most teams are pretty good at home.
Well, then why aren't you picking them?
Yeah, why are you picking the
Because
road team?
I think Virginia Tech's going to cover the number.
Most teams are pretty good at home, while he has a big road team plastered below his face. Give me Pitt. I like fading Virginia Tech coming off the big win. Let's see what Toast. Let me guess. Toast hates this game. This game sucks. He didn't look at it.
No, it sucks because I'm going off of nothing. I have no internet, no nothing. But I actually do like Pitt here. They've been really good at home. 12 and really good at home. They've been really good, even better as a favorite. 12-4 as a favorite. 7-3 their last 10. Not to mention, Pitt just got embarrassed by Wake by 20, 30 points as well. It's like opposites as Wake, destroyed Pitt. Virginia Tech destroyed Virginia. Also, double revenge for Pitt. They lost to Virginia Tech both times they saw him last year. So, yeah, I think Pitt takes it. I didn't bet it.
Yeah, and we had Wake in that game. Me and Andy had Wake.
Yeah.
And me. I think all of us did.
No, I think you had Pitt.
I did not have Pitt. Check the tape.
Honestly, I think Oaks might have had Pitt.
Oaks had Pitt.
That's why he's not on the show today.
Yeah, that's why. Because he picked Pitt. Notice he's not on the panel.
I don't fully remember, but I would guess. If he's in the comments, he'll probably.
No, he was in the comments before. 52%, 33% in favor of Pitt. Next. Texas at Kansas. I actually am almost positive Scoop is on Kansas here because I think he said it in the Discord last night.
Texas looked awful against Kansas State. If it wasn't for that defense, they would have lost that game. That shit's not going to fly against Kansas. Give me the Jayhawks at home. They're 13-0. They beat Baylor, Houston, UConn. Texas is a lot worse than all 3 of those teams. McCullough needs to play in this game. I think that would help a lot. But even if not, I'm still going to pick Kansas. I'm going to wait for the final call on if he's going or not, because if he's not in, you could probably catch Kansas around 6, maybe 6.5. I just like the way Kansas can take advantage down low in this game, both on offense and on defense. They have a way better effective field goal percentage than Texas. Texas on the road has trouble defending. They're in the 300s in effective field goal percentage as an away team, which you probably saw in Kyle's video if you watched it. Give me Kansas here. I definitely love them at home.
Yeah, I liked it a lot more when I made the video at 6.5 last night, obviously. But I still think Kansas wins by double digits. I couldn't find one angle for Texas, and I went through each individual, the shot charts, the 4 factors, home away splits. I couldn't find one positive angle for Texas, one area or one facet of the basketball game where I think Texas has the edge. I mean, I think it's a clean sweep. Kansas across the board here. Like Scoop said, Texas defensive efficiency on the road is awful. It's like 330th or something. They just have not been able to make stops on the road. I like Kansas by double digits here. Wish I bet it at 6.5. I gave it out on YouTube. Didn't even personally bet it like a jackass. But yeah, I like it at the 8.5. Toast.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Didn't love it at the 8.5. So I actually used them as a money line piece. I paired them with Colorado. It's at -114. So, but yeah, I lean Kansas as well. There's not to mention the fact Texas beat them, I think, twice last year, maybe even 3 times. So a nice little revenge spot for Kansas as well.
Who did you pair them with?
Colorado.
Colorado money line parlay. Oh, against Utah. Actually, we have that game on the board, too. We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
So, Kansas, Colorado, moneyline parlay at -114. That's what you have?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, this one was pretty simple. I couldn't get to Texas, so you can just put it up full sweep here. There was literally nothing when we were editing the video. There was just nothing for Texas to keep this close. So I think it'll be pretty ugly for Kansas. Somebody said it's an ESPN game. They aren't always close, so I don't think this one will be particularly close.
Yeah, you're on Kansas, too?
No.
Yeah, Kansas across the board. Community's on Kansas. So, if you are betting Kansas, just know it's a heavy public side. But the line had moved. It was at 6 last night. It moved to 8.5. I'm a little less worried about taking the heavy public side when the line's moving because that means like sharp money's coming in on Kansas as well. Everyone's coming in on Kansas. So 69%, 20% on the Jayhawks. Next, Auburn on the road at Georgia. These Bulldogs coming off a win. The Red Hot Dogs coming off a win. A blowout win. Didn't they win that game?
Wow, yeah, they blew them out. Pretty
good. Georgia's live in this SEC tournament. Can they pick up an upset win here over Auburn, who we know is much better at home? This game's in Athens.
Yeah, I think this one will be. I think it'll be close. So I will take Georgia to cover. Auburn has actually lost 2, and this doesn't seem like a stat, but they've lost 2 of the last 5 times they came to Athens. Last year was one of them. So this is a clear spot where Georgia could win. I don't know if they will. I think it'll be much closer than I actually originally saw the line and I was like 7.5 is a little low for an Auburn Georgia game. So I was originally on Auburn, but the more I know Auburn comes to Georgia and usually plays pretty close. So I'll go Georgia here. I could see them getting blown out because they are coming off a game where they just won and they haven't been blown out yet this year. So it's going to come, but I don't think this is a spot.
All right. Toast, would you take Auburn on the road here?
I wouldn't lay the points with Auburn personally, no, but I do think they win the game. I paired them with Washington State. I would really love to get there with Auburn minus the points, but they do have Tennessee on deck, so I can see it as a little bit of a look ahead spot for them as well. But also with this Georgia team, the other reason I don't like playing ATS with this Georgia team is they don't ever seem to quit. So yeah, I if I had to take the points, I would take it with Georgia, but I think Auburn wins. I think they're a safe money line piece, so that's how I used them.
All right. Let's go out to Scoop over here. Would you lay the points with Auburn?
Yeah, I don't really love to lay as many points with Auburn, but I'm going to. I don't see how Georgia can take advantage of this Auburn team. Sorry, Andy. I'd feel more confident in betting Georgia if Auburn won that Kentucky game. But Auburn had a week off to prepare for this game, so they're probably not that tired. These two played today and then in 2 weeks, so I see I can pretty much see an easy Auburn sweep. The front court of Williams and Broome should really take advantage down low. Tachua can't guard both post players. They're going to definitely score on the inside. Plus, Auburn has some trouble playing away, but the Coliseum isn't exactly a great home court. Sorry again, Andy. Georgia lost their last 3 at home, and while they're all tough, the SEC is tough in general. I see Auburn winning by double digits. I don't think Georgia's a bad team. If they were in the ACC, I think they'd be a top 5 team, but they don't have the offense or defense to compete with Auburn here.
I back up on that. Stegman's not an easy place to play.
The Ohio Bobcats would be a top 5 team in the ACC. Yeah, I'm on Auburn here. Georgia sucks. They were good in the beginning of the year, but they are terrible, and I think they should be on auto fade. I think what they did in the beginning of the year is just getting a better price here. Just a step down in class for Auburn. Community's heavy on Auburn here. 60%, 26% in favor of the Tigers. Next. Yeah, someone said probably not tired. Yeah, I still can't believe that was Scoop's reasoning for a bet. They're probably tired.
I'm sure Georgia's very tired too, coming off a blowout win over Vanderbilt. Yeah, I'm sure they're very tired.
I mean, getting your first win in a month and a half is definitely tiring.
Also, Auburn.
They were up by
week
20
against Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to blow that. That's how much they've sucked. Texas A&M plus 10.5. Tennessee minus 10.5. We're back in the SEC. This is an interesting one. The line was at 11.5 and it dropped to 10.5. It looks like Texas A&M is taking some action. People are betting the Aggies here. We know Tennessee's defense is much better at home. But this Texas A&M, this is a revenge spot, right? Texas A&M beat Tennessee recently. That was like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So does Tennessee get their revenge here?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks to the day. I think it'll be pretty ugly. I think Tennessee just had a bad night that night at Texas A&M too. It's a road game.
Hey, remind me, who picked Texas A&M +2 in that game? It was someone on this show.
It was you.
Oh, yeah, it was me. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But I think this one will just be ugly. I think it's a mismatch. I know it's a game that just happened, but Texas A&M hasn't been the same since that game. Tennessee, didn't look great against Missouri, but they did pull it out in the end. So I like them pretty much today. I thought the number going down too was interesting to me. A lot of people are on A&M, so I like being against the public here.
Yeah, same. I took like I said, like I bragged about. I took Texas A&M +2 at home against Tennessee when they beat them a couple weeks back. But this is on the road in Knoxville now. Tennessee, like I said, their defense is much better at home. It's a revenge spot. I think they beat the brakes off of the Aggies here. So yeah, I would definitely go Tennessee. I probably actually bet this one actually. All right, Scoop.
Yeah, I just think this is a lot of points for A&M, so I'm going to take A&M. I know they've been struggling. They lost to Arkansas, Vanderbilt, which is two awful losses, but Tennessee couldn't even cover against Vanderbilt, which is a shitty team. But yeah, before this bad run for A&M, they beat Tennessee once before, like you said. They beat Florida, beat LSU in LSU, beat Kentucky. They have the talent to compete with these upper echelon teams. The only way this team competes is if they keep hitting the glass on offense, creating second chances. They're great at protecting the ball, and even though their season totals aren't showing it, they can shoot the three like you saw the first time A&M beat Tennessee. So, yeah, even though A&M's been shooting like garbage, they create a lot of opportunities on second and third chances. So, give me Texas A&M in the points.
Scoop, on an Aggie Island, or is Toast going to join you there?
Unfortunately, I have to join Scoop there. Look, I understand all the points you guys made for Tennessee, but I also don't really like this spot for Tennessee. I understand the blowout and whatnot, but if you take a look at what Tennessee has
it's crazy.
on deck,
it is crazy.
They go to Auburn, they go to Alabama. I mean, it's like the cream of the crop SEC competition. That's when their season is. Going to be decided. Not to mention the fact that Texas A&M's lost 3 games in a row. Buzz Williams is going to have his guys really, really ready for this game. And then they do a lot of things that can keep them in this game. They can rebound the ball well. They don't turn the ball over, and they get to the foul line. So I think all those add up to keep this game close. So yeah, I like Texas A&M here.
All right, so Scoop and Toaster on A&M. Me and Andy on Tennessee, and the community agrees with us. 48%, 34% in favor of the Vols.
Tennessee's schedule is insane.
Yeah, Tennessee.
We went through that yesterday.
The last 4 games of the season, for those of you that didn't hear them, it's Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky, South Carolina. It's like the 4 best teams in the SEC other than Tennessee. That's who they finished their schedule with. So there's definitely truth to what Toast just said. But here we go. Washington.
Also, I meant the first Vanderbilt thing. They didn't cover. The second one they did.
Washington State on the road in Arizona State. This is another one that I added to the list. Toast, hangover spot for the Cougs?
Definitely possible. Definitely possible. But I think that it kind of negates the fact that Arizona State just lost a heartbreaker. So I think the Cougs are safe on the money line. Like I said, I paired them with Auburn. I would use the Cougs on the money line. I don't think they're going to lose this game. I get the hangover spot, but first time it's possible for them to win a Pac-12 title in like 80 years. So I don't think that they have a letdown spot here today.
Okay. Scoop.
Yeah, on this one I talked to Mr. Toast this time, and we were celebrating the Washington State win. I mean, no one expected this team to do well, and I'm going to keep riding them here. Arizona killed me with that hook cover against Washington, but before that they did lose, but they lost 9 of their last 12. I don't really
We
understand.
told
this
you to
line.
take Arizona. We told you
I
to take
know.
Arizona State.
I know. Yeah, that was rough.
And then he was like, "I'm on my
Oh
island.
my God!
I'm on my
You won by a
island."
fucking hook. Calm the fuck down. Jesus Christ.
My bank account doesn't ask how many points I won by. It just asks W or L.
I don't really understand the line much. I picked Washington to win by 2.5, but Washington State's only 5.5-point favorites. I don't see it. The Arizona State can't shoot. They're terrible on the boards. They're a small team. Washington State has size.
This is a bad pick. This is a bad pick.
We said it against Arizona. Isaac Jones is going to be a problem for Arizona. He's twice the problem for Arizona State, not only on offense, but on defense, where they have a ridiculous advantage down low. One of the best in the league. Miles Rice is the best guard in this game. Bobby Hurley blows. I expect him to be an assist machine like he's been doing all year. So, yeah, give me Washington State for sure.
Andy, talk some sense into Scoop.
I mean, I'm on Arizona State, but I was kind of with him there. He was making some good points till he said Bobby Hurley.
It was a load of bullshit. He was
Bobby
spewing.
Hurley is a
All right,
really
take
good
Arizona
coach.
State. They're so good. Yeah, take them.
I am.
Go ahead.
I think they'll cover again. They don't. They're a lot like what Toe said with Georgia. They don't give up. Like when they're getting blown out, they don't care. They keep
don't give
going,
up.
and they made it close the other day against Washington. Obviously, a different team, but I do think there's something to be said about Washington State coming off a big win. I think it's a letdown for them, and Arizona State after coming back in that and still not winning the game in overtime. I think it'll be a good spot for them. I think it's just a great spot overall for Arizona State.
You heard Andy.
Bobby Hurley.
They don't give up.
Just for the record, Washington State beat Arizona at home, then went on the road and beat Stanford 89-75. So I don't think there's going to be a big letdown for the Cougs.
All right, then put Washington State minus 5.5 up instead of being a coward and taking your money line parlay. I'll put it up. Let's go, Andy. Arizona State. It's called a hangover spot. Us experienced bettors are familiar with them. Scoop is not. Arizona State plus 5.5. They should be live here. Bobby Hurley up. Community is on Washington State.
Plus, they never give up. They never give up.
And they
Never give up.
One thing I love to bet on is a team that doesn't give up. And according to Andy, this Arizona State
They don't
team
give up.
does not give up.
Some teams give up, not this team.
Arizona State doesn't.
58%.
And Georgia. Don't forget Georgia.
No,
too.
Georgia gave up.
They gave up. Arizona State
Georgia's
doesn't give
not giving up, but they should. They definitely should.
58%, 28% in favor of the Cougars.
I think, they have a Jimmy Valvano sign right above the thing. Never give up. Don't ever give up.
All right. Villanova at UConn. You guys, I got Scoop up first because he likes the Big East. He loses a lot of bets in the Big East. I think this line's
Also Connecticut homer.
Is Scoop likes UConn?
Yeah, I love UConn.
Well, I'll put mine up first. If you guys watched the video last night, I think UConn wins in blowout fashion. I think this line is this high for a reason. I also like how Villanova's offense is very reliant on the three-point shot, and they're on the road at Gamble Pavilion, which very well may be the hardest place to go shoot three-point shots in. I like UConn to bounce back in a huge way and blow the doors off Villanova. Scoop.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, they just beat Marquette by 28 at home. This is the best team of all time for a reason. Creighton lit it up from the field and from three, but that's not going to happen with Villanova. They're just not a good shooting team. Even when they're trying to shoot the three, UConn's a great perimeter defense. They should crash the board well. They're going to hoist up a ton of threes, something Nova does well in defending, but I think Cam Spencer and Caravan have a great game here. UConn's not a road team. I mean, you just saw it. But they have one of the best home courts in the country, and they're going to be pissed off coming from that Creighton loss. Plus, the better Hurley's coaching in this game. He'll make the adjustments he needs. They can't guard the interior well. This is just a mismatch all around. I expect Connecticut to kill him.
So, someone said, I feel like UConn might be sleeping a bit here. You think UConn's going to be sleeping, coming off a loss at home against their rival, Villanova? You think they're going to sleep through this one? It's this huge game for them. Toast, should I just put up Villanova for you because you're a bona fide UConn hater?
No, I think UConn's the spot here. I didn't bet it just because I know the world's going to be on them. But this game was, these two teams played earlier in the year. This is their UConn's best road win of the year. It was by one. So this game was really close when they played earlier. I also don't really trust what Villanova's been doing. I understand they've been winning games, but Butler, Georgetown, Xavier, Providence, Seton Hall, those 5 games, that doesn't really do much for me. So I would agree it's probably a nice little bounce back spot for the Huskies.
Oh, wait. Villanova beat Butler? I better change my pick. Andy?
He goes and he says the better Hurley brother. He's a national champion, of course, the better Hurley brother, but whatever. Yeah, UConn by 1,000,000 here. They should blow them out to pieces. They're coming off I'm not embarrassed, obviously, because they went on the road, but coming off a 19-point loss when they were kind of cruising toward the end of the season. Not now. They were getting ripped apart in practice probably after that. They looked pretty bad in that one. I like UConn here by a lot.
Someone just said riding with toast in this one. Bro, we all got this. he's only tailing toast. 69%, 22% on Connecticut. All right. Back out of the SEC. We got Mississippi State at LSU. Slime feels a little short to me. I guess potential hangover spot. Mississippi State beating their rival, right? That's the thinking behind the line?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
So that means, but you also have LSU coming off a huge upset win themselves. So I mean, I would say screw it and take Mississippi State. Am I wrong? I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I went. Not heavily. But
LSU kind of sucks, right?
Yeah, I thought they were getting beat up pretty bad by Kentucky too, so I thought they were just kind of cruising to be who they are. Then they made a miracle comeback there. They're turning the ball over like crazy. Mississippi State's a great defense, so that's not going to stop. If you're turning the ball over against everybody else, Mississippi State's going to make it 10 times harder. So I think it should be pretty solid win here for Mississippi State.
I want to check and see real quick. I'm pulling it up. I want to see Mississippi State's 3-point defense because I know that's the shot that LSU's been shooting well. They've been shooting well from outside. So if Mississippi State has good defense against the 3 ball, I will do it with you. Mississippi State.
They do. They're third best in the conference.
They do.
Oh, hell yeah, they do. Wow.
Chris Jans, baby.
They have really good defense against the 3-point shot. Yeah,
they're the best defensive team in any of the major teams in the country.
Yeah.
They're an amazing.
You know what? Yeah, give me the Bulldogs. I like this one. I'm going to bet it now too. The reason, because I just did a video on LSU Kentucky, so the LSU shot charts are fresh in my head, and the 3-point shot has been by far their most efficient offensive weapon. So you throw in the fact that I just found out Mississippi State is a great 3-point defense. Hell yeah. Give me the Bulldogs. Let's bring up Toast. Toast?
Yeah, I lean Mississippi State as well. They do have. I can't remember who they have on deck. They have somebody big on deck. I think Tennessee on deck or Kentucky. Yeah, Mississippi State has Kentucky on deck, but they finally figured it out on the road against Missouri. And I think that you're getting an LSU team that's kind of popped up high off of their last couple of games. So Mississippi State, I trust Chris Jans and defensively more than LSU. So yeah, I would be on Mississippi State as well.
When Toast put up Mississippi State, someone says, I'm tailing Toast on this one. Yeah, like they're doing it on purpose now. All right. Let's give it Scoop up. Are you taking LSU, Scoop?
Yeah, give me LSU as the home dog. They're rolling. If they beat Florida team last week, they lost by 2, but they should have won. This should be closer to a pick 'em. I know Mississippi State beat a bunch of solid teams, but they were at home, not in the Bayou. Plus, beating Missouri, Arkansas, and Georgia don't do much for me. The Ole Miss game was a nice, solid win, but I expect State to kind of fall off here. Plus, they have one of the hardest remaining schedules in the SEC. I don't know if Jalen Cook is playing this one. It'd be nice if he did come back since he has another huge scoring advantage, but he's missed half the season anyway. I think Baker has the ability to shut down Tolu Smith here, and that's the biggest part of their game, the inside presence. Since they don't have an outside presence at all, they're really only a defensive squad. I'm going to ride the hot team here in LSU. Give me the home dog.
49%, 38% in favor of Mississippi State. So Mississippi State wins the poll. Comments are fucking going off right now.
Yeah, everybody's just tailing one particular person.
So we got Butler on the road at Seton Hall.
I'm the only person that can't read the comments, which is funny.
Why not?
He has no Wi-Fi.
I can't even. Nothing
Toast
works
can't
on my
handle
screen
2
right
windows
now.
open on
Nothing
a
is all
computer.
a
You
big
think he
blur.
can read comments?
Nothing
Right,
works for me
right
right
now, his setup is a Monster
Dude,
energy drink and blank
Toast,
screens.
if
except for
Toast
the-
launches solitaire, it's gonna break. So I don't want to.
Well, you can pull it up on his
It's true.
phone. All right, Scoop.
I'm trying.
Butler at Seton Hall. Looks like Seton Hall's going to be the heavy public side here. Would you take the Pirates?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Pirates to cover here. Butler hasn't covered in any of their last 4 games. Their only win was a 3-point win against Providence at home. I think Kadari Richmond can shut down any other guard on that Butler squad and can switch off and play with anyone. Butler is 3-7 against the spread as an underdog, and the only 3 they did win they were double-digit dogs. They haven't won any single-digit against the spread. Alamir Dawes can really get going himself. He shoots a lot of threes. He's connecting on them about 37% of the time. And when he gets to the line, he's automatic. He's over 90% from the line. They don't have much of an inside game, but neither does Butler. It's a guard-filled game here, so there's going to be a lot of shooting. So I like the over as well. But I like Richmond and Dawes to take over the game, and Dre Davis is a good third option for them too. So give me Seton Hall. Go Pirates.
Toast, you agree that Seton Hall is the move here?
Yeah, I do. I'm in a spot where I can just going to continue to fade Butler. I think Thad Matta is a dog shit coach, and Seton Hall has been playing very, very good. So I paired them with Illinois at a decent price at even money. So I think Seton Hall wins at home.
Where does that Thad Matta hate come from? What is up with that?
I don't know. Just take a look at his picture and tell me that you like.
Well,
that guy.
I'm not saying he's the nicest looking person, but
What? What is this conversation even about?
he just said he just completely
I don't know. I guess
disliked
Andy likes Thad Matta. He's upset about it.
national championship.
I mean,
I'm putting Seton Hall up for me, by the way, because I'm in, like Toast said, I think Butler really broke my heart in that Villanova game. They've been getting crushed, and I thought that was like a great spot for them against Villanova, and they fell short on the cover. And if they weren't going to cover that one against a Villanova team that had no business laying 6.5 points, or no, I think it was 6. No, it was 6.5. I think Villanova team had no business laying that number, and they still couldn't cover. So how can I take them to cover this? So, yeah, I go Seton Hall. I can't bet this. Actually, Toast is the only one on the screen who is able to bet this one because the 3 of us are in New Jersey. So,
no, you know the public wins sometimes, right? So even if all 4 of us pick it, it doesn't mean they lost.
the public
four of
wins
us
sometimes,
aren't
but
picking
you
it.
don't.
Well,
all
all
4
4
of
of
us
us pick
aren't.
Blake, so that's.
Go, Andy.
I'll be at this game. You can pick Butler. I think it's an ultimate letdown spot for Seton Hall. They are coming off a 19-point comeback win against St. John's on the road. Ultimate letdown. You can't tell me that they're coming into this game not thinking about how great that was and everything. Plus, Butler, as bad as they've been against the spread, they're a very tough team. They were in that Villanova game for a very long time, so I think it'll be good. Legally can't bet it, but I think I'm going to text my friend from Oklahoma to bet it for me. So I will definitely.
You like
jump
this
on
bet
here.
so much.
His one friend from Oklahoma.
My one friend who lives in Oklahoma will be betting this for me. I'm about to
So
text him.
you like you like this bet so much, you're going to tell your friend in Oklahoma to place a
bet
bet
it for me. Yep. Butler.
Next game.
What did Thad Matta do that you like, Andy? Sorry.
I mean,
Still not bad.
a lot of his success was a long time ago, I know, but he did. People forget how bad Butler was when he got there. Like they had been in a drought since Brad Stevens left, and he brought them back into relevance, and I give him credit for that. I don't think he's terrible.
Next up,
Got it.
Utah at Colorado. Pac-12 is up. All right. Toast. Toast has another parlay for this one. Oh, I lost.
Yo, they've been treating me very, very well. So keep hating, brother.
What is
Keep
it?
hating.
Well, just next time, just send us the graphic so we can have it. What is it?
Kansas, Colorado moneyline parlay. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to fade Utah, especially on the road. Colorado is very, very good, especially at home. So I'm taking them to win at home.
Not sure if I'm impressed Andy has a friend or if he's willing to break the law.
Somebody did at the cops, and that's kind of messed up.
Andy, you could just drive to New York really quick, or
Yeah, because
I feel like driving to New York right now.
I don't have things to do before the game. No,
well, you don't have shit to do.
no, you don't have shit to do. You assume I don't.
All right, Andy, are you going to the EDM rave with Prop Beaver?
Actually, I'll be right after.
We gotta
I'll
meet
be
up
right
with him.
there.
All right, Scoop. Where would you go here? I kind of want to take Utah, to be honest.
No, I'm at Colorado at home for me. I mean, Utah almost blew that first game against Colorado, and Toast says it all the time. Back-to-back road Pac-12 games is tough. Plus, they're only 2-6 on the road this season, and we're pretty lucky against UCLA. They shouldn't have won that game. I know Colorado's been struggling a bit, but 5 of their last 7 games are on the road. Plus, Colorado has a lot of depth. I like what Coach Prime has done here recruiting. Luke O'Brien, Hammond, Smith, Ruffin, they can all give you minutes for KJ Simpson and Hadley. Utah defensively, they've been just doing worse lately. Colorado's a bunch of offensive weapons to score. They're better than Utah talent-wise, in my opinion. They're a better shooting team from the floor, better at free throw line, better at shooting the three. Yeah, I don't see any reason Utah should win this game. Colorado's 13-1 at home this year. Go Buffs.
I think Colorado's overvalued, and I want to take Utah. The problem is Toast is right. Utah on the road is just so trash, and I don't know if I could get there. Andy, are you going to talk me into Utah?
No, I like Colorado 1-4.
Come on, someone
Utah
take the dog, man.
Utah 1-4. I just took one, so I don't have to take another one.
You guys never take underdogs. That guy in the comments was right.
I didn't take Georgia today. I didn't take. Yeah, we can go through them. No, I like Colorado here. Utah is just not the same team on the road, like you said. So, and I think Colorado is a little bit overrated, but they're good enough to win this game by a good margin. So I'll take Colorado.
I'm putting up Utah plus 6.5 for me, but the truth is, I don't know enough about these programs to take that by myself. I was hoping one of these guys confirmed that this was that this was a side to be on. 6.5 is a big number, and man, I guess it's Utah pass for me.
Prime is just a better recruiter than Winningham.
Yeah,
you know
Prime
that.
is good,
He's just
man.
a better recruiter.
Could someone in the comments tell me they're on Utah? Someone. I don't see anyone saying Utah. Maybe that's
25% of the vote. That's not bad.
Yeah, but I swear to God, I think some people just be clicking that.
As long as more people don't take pass, I think there's a shot.
Doug Lane. Doug, what's up, Doug?
Right.
Me and Doug together. Me and Doug on Utah against the world. There we go. Here come the Utahs. All right, I'm placing it. See, all I needed was a little encouragement, and I'm getting it from the comments. One sec. Let me get this bet down. Should I money line it?
You might as well.
Yeah.
All right.
You should also donate to your local ASPCA.
Oh, should I? All right.
I've got word.
why
My
did I
brother's
open
going
Caesars?
to Pennsylvania. He's going to place the bet.
Caesars is so.
Nice.
There we go. Like we're all concerned. Wait, Andy, are you able to get that bet down?
Yep.
No one cares. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just gonna. Ooh, it's 7 at Caesars. 1, 2. Come on now. Bet placed. I'm in. Let's go, Utah. Thanks for the encouragement, Doug Lane. Man, I'm losing my voice here. All right, let's do a community parlay and get the hell out of here. We've been on for almost an hour and a half, and Toast is going to run out of electric soon.
And Andy has things to do, so.
Yeah, and Andy has things to do. And he's got things to do.
That makes one of us. Right?
I got things to do, too. I got to make a NASCAR
I know you have
video.
a lot to do.
I have to make a NASCAR video, man.
And
I gotta
AJ
do the
didn't
NASCAR
come into
ticket.
work today. He had to go to that. What is it?
I usually don't make AJ work on
Well,
on
apparently
Saturday.
this week he hasn't worked.
Does anyone know if Penn State won the poll in Indiana? I think it was Penn State.
They did.
Houston, Baylor. Baylor won that poll. Duke, Wake Forest. Wake Forest definitely won that poll. A lot of people like Wake. Washington, Arizona. That's too big of a line. I'm not going to put that one in. BYU, Kansas State. BYU. Wait, you guys all took Kansas State. I think Kansas State won that poll, man. Because I think I put BYU specifically because no one else was on it. Yeah.
Kansas State won.
Yep.
Also, Santa Clara covers against the Zags today.
Oh, I like that one too. No, I'm glad you reminded me because I told Toast that was going to happen. Santa Clara.
Somebody
It's a big
asked,
line, man. It's like 15 right
12
now.
and a half.
It's like-
You
it's
get
not
12 and a half or 14 and a half.
It's up to 15.
What the hell is Caesars running so
Yeah,
slow?
you
for?
might want to wait.
somebody asked about the Vanderbilt game later against Florida.
No. We were talking Georgetown DePaul earlier.
Yeah, I also took
DePaul.
the
Let's
money
go
line.
DePaul money line.
Really?
I think,
I'm down with
yeah,
do that.
I
Let's
did
do
that. I did do that. If they're gonna win one, it's got to be this one. So, and they're at home.
I'm
They
down to do
have
DePaul money line.
Be an empty friggin'
What
stadium.
the fuck is
tonight,
going
they got
on
it.
with Caesars, man? This app's going so slow. All right.
Yeah, I think Florida
Dude,
should crush
the last
Vanderbilt. So.
2 days, Caesars has been doing that.
Yeah? I've been using DraftKings and
Yeah.
FanDuel mostly.
Because I have to like put my bets in, and then my uncle places them, and it's like it takes forever.
All right, so first leg is Baylor. We start off with a dog of the community parlay because can one of you guys open up a sports book, please?
I got it.
Would be toast because the New Jersey schools.
I got it.
It's probably toast because Scoop doesn't feel like doing anything.
See, I can't do Seton Hall. What do you want if they get voted for?
I don't think Seton Hall's gonna win.
You
this.
just open up Action Network. It's really easy, Scoop.
Yeah, all right, cool.
South Carolina,
You're
Ole
welcome.
Miss. I think Ole Miss won that poll. North Carolina, Virginia. North Carolina won the poll. It was very public side.
Damn right.
All right, second leg of the community parlay.
Kyle, you are fat.
Someone say that? Or are you just saying that?
No, it says it in the comments.
Dude, some of the comments that come in, so YouTube censors out a lot of the comments that have like vulgar language, but I can see them. Some of the comments that don't make it to the page are like, dude, you commented that because like a bet loss? Like, get some help, man. Like some like really hateful shit. Where it's like there's people out there that like literally like type that into their phone because a bet lost. Nuts.
I like it, and then they show you the bet they lost, and it was $8.39.
I'll never forget that one guy who was pissed off and like canceled the VIP subscription because he was down a few units over a month, and he like shared screenshots. He was betting literally $1 per unit, and like, yo, I'm not, do you remember the guy, Scoop, in the Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, I also remember the guy who signed up for one day and you were ahead of down day, and he's like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah, this is a scam. Didn't I go 2 and 3? Like, wasn't even like a
Didn't you
down
tell
like
me he
probably like a
parlayed
half
them
a
all
unit.
together?
And I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, and then there was one day that same guy stayed on for another day, and I went 2 and 1, and he complained that I lost.
Yeah, you lost that one. I remember that. Yeah.
Yo, people
You
are
can't
insane.
lose. Stop losing.
Oklahoma State. OK State won that poll.
Yeah.
Alabama, Kentucky. I was the only one on Alabama there. All you public sons of bitches are on Kentucky. UCF money line. Texas, Kansas. Definitely Kansas. Public side there. All right. Third leg of the community parlay. Oh, yo, Kyle Scammer. That was funny. Then that guy came into the Discord.
Oh, God.
My favorite is like there's so many people that will get mad, trash talk, say you'll never be back again, and then like upgrade their subscription like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of the guys that complain, I'll like, look, they've been subscribed to the website for 29 consecutive months. Like, dude, just cancel it. Like, what are you doing?
That's the best ones is when you get an email like the Wix thing, and I see like I've been he's like, I can't believe you keep losing, and it's been like 3 years since he's been a
like
customer.
clearly
I'm
you
why are
like
you still here. I don't understand.
And then you could click and see when they comment, and they skip over like 4 losing days, 4 winning days, comment on the losing day, then 5 winning days they don't comment, then losing day they comment. Just people, these people, man. Kansas money line. Someone said Kyle's not wearing a Penn State hat, which means this parlay is going to hit. I don't know if there's any logic behind that.
Did it hit the other day when you had the Penn State hat
I
on?
guess
'Cause I know
not.
you had it on.
Washington State, Arizona State was definitely Washington State.
Also, the Discord is for members for the Sauce Network.
Everybody keeps commenting Charleston. I want to get there with Charleston. They're coming off a blowout road win, but they're when they're on the road, I just have no idea how they're going to play. So I like them, but be careful.
All right, what's the last leg of
It's
this
on
community
VIP.
parlay? We have Baylor, Illinois, Kansas. So we have a dog in there, but Illinois and Kansas are looking pretty chalky. We'll see what the last leg is.
Toast, UNLV, Colorado State.
Pass.
Anything? Nothing.
Colorado State's on the road in that one. I think the game's at UNLV. I don't bet UNLV home games ever since what happened in that Wyoming UNLV football game. Someone had warned me. It might even been Toast that warned me about the UNLV games because like it's in Vegas and dude, this line real quick. This is a one sentence story. It was Wyoming at UNLV, and it was -6.5. UNLV was favored, and I did the handicap, and it looked I liked UNLV by 7+. Around 5:30 p.m. before an 8 p.m. kickoff, the line drops from 6.5 to 3 with the public all over UNLV. And so I put out a ticket, Wyoming +3, trying to be like sharp. UNLV won by like 30 points. It was like, the fuck?
Yep. That's funny.
I was laughing because I knew it was coming.
Like, this shit makes no sense. I don't bet on
joke.
UNLV home games.
Joke.
All right,
Brandon, go ahead. Sorry.
Community parlay, Baylor, Illinois, Kansas, Auburn. What are the odds, Toast?
1 second, Baylor and parlay together. All four. 340, 370.
370. Baylor, Illinois, Kansas, Auburn +370. Thanks, everyone, for watching. There was a lot of people in here. College basketball show's growing. We're having a lot of fun. We're doing March Madness specials in the mornings. So from Thursday, well, actually, when the conference tournament starts, we'll be doing it every day. We'll do 11 a.m. For March Madness special. So we'll be on in the mornings, 11 a.m. during whenever there's March Madness on. So hopefully you can join. I'm not going to do an NBA show today. There's only 3 games, and I only like one of them. But I also there's 12 NBA games on tomorrow, so I'm going to get working on a video for that. And there's NASCAR on tomorrow. I'm going to try to pick the winner again.
And I'll have the ticket too.
There's a lot of people that don't usually bet NASCAR that are like so pumped for like my NASCAR bets this week. That doesn't happen. Like, you don't usually pick the winner like that.
Especially restrictor plate races. It's hard to pick. So.
Bob, I'll try to do an NBA show tomorrow. At the very least, I will upload a video for the NBA. I don't know. On Sundays, it's tough. It's tough asking people to work on Sundays. So anyway, everyone have a good day. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll be here working on the computer, so I'll be in the Discord if you need me. Talk soon.